Hello everybody, it's time for English class. So welcome, my name is Elnora and I'm your English teacher. Our topic today is traveling. But before getting into the topic, I want to ask you, why do you think people travel? Well, it can be for business purpose or study. Many people travel for their international companies as managers or businessmen. There are many international companies, so people who want to be a good businessman must also like traveling. In modern age, many students study at foreign universities in whole Europe. They take long kilometers to study at best universities of the world. Students also travel to get better in foreign languages, for example, English learning courses. People like staying at the seaside, lying on the beach, getting suntan, and just relaxing. So holiday can be the other reason of traveling. And there are other opportunities to travel. For example, for celebrations, funerals, anniversaries, or just meetings with friends. These journeys help to keep together families and friends. Well guys, let's learn some new words to be able to talk about traveling. Look at the list of words. Our task is to put them into the correct categories. Accommodation is a room, group of rooms, or building in which someone may live or stay. Sites are places of interest to tourists and visitors in a city, town, or other places. Travel accessories are stuff that we need while traveling. Well guys, try to put these all words into these three categories on your own, then we'll check together. Well, let's check. Bungalow, hostel, a hotel, and an apartment are included in the category accommodation. And monument and a museum can be sites. But travel accessories are a hair dryer and an adapter. Well, let's keep putting the words into the correct categories. Well, sites can be an art gallery, ancient ruins, a street festival, but for travel accessories, a penknife and a rucksack, and sun cream. But a tent is an accommodation. You may need phrases to describe travel destinations, and our task now is to match the adjectives with the nouns to form collocations. More than one combination may be possible. Try to do it by yourself first, then we'll check together. You may need phrases to describe travel destinations. And our task now is to match the adjectives with the nouns to form collocations. More than one combination may be possible. Try to do it by yourself first, then we'll check together. But let me show you an example first. So, I've made a collocation, vibrant nightlife. Keep making collocations, guys. Well, let's start checking. Sandy beaches, delicious cuisine, friendly locals, heavy traffic, freezing temperatures, diverse wildlife, breathtaking landscape, and the last one is medieval architecture. Please correct your mistakes if you made them. And now, guys, let me give you some tips and facts that you have to take into consideration in describing a place that you would like to travel to. Here, you should say where you would like to go, how you would like to go there, and who you would go with, and explain why would you like to go to this exact place. But while describing a trip you have already made, you should say where you went, how you went there, what you did there, and say whether you enjoyed the trip or not, and of course the reason. Before getting into the topic, I want to ask a question. When you visit a new place, where do you prefer to stay? In a hotel, in a bed and breakfast, or in a backpacker's hostel? Let's learn useful vocabulary and expressions for booking a short-term rental while traveling. Look at the questions. Please pay attention to the words in bold and try to define their differences. So the first question is, live somewhere and stay somewhere. Hosts and guests. A landlord and a tenant. Renting and owning a property, house or flat. Checking in and moving. A flatmate and a next door neighbor. If you live somewhere, you have your home there. If you stay somewhere, it means that you live there for a short time as a guest or visitor. A guest is a person who pays to stay in a hotel or who stays at somebody's home without paying. A host is a person who receives or entertains guests. A landlord is the owner of a house, flat or building, and he receives money from tenants who pay to use or live in the property. If you rent a property, you pay for its use. If you own a property, it belongs to you permanently. You check in when you arrive at a hotel. You move in when you start living in a new home. A flatmate is a person who shares a flat with you. But a next-door neighbor is someone who lives in the house or flat next to yours. I hope you understood the differences between these words in bold. Well, this exercise provides a short information about Airbnb as an example. As you can see, there is a list of words, empty gaps. You have to fill them. I'm giving you time to do it by yourself first, then we'll check. Well, students, let's start checking. If you are looking for a place to stay when you are traveling, Airbnb is a good option. When you use the website, you can see the location of the property, and you can also read what other guests have said about their experiences there. You can check your travel dates on the website, and if you have any questions, you can message the hosts directly. The website also explains the house rules and what time you can check in. If you are arriving earlier or later than those times, sometimes a neighbor can give you the key. It's so easy. Websites where you can book a place to live, such as Airbnb, give full information about each property. Match the type of information with the examples. Try to do it on your own, then we'll check together. Well, guys, let's check. Amenities are Wi-Fi, iron, private entrance. The examples of cancellation policy can be up to 7 days before check-in, get a 50% refund. House rules, for example, no smoking. Reviews, great place, perfect location, and lovely host. But the example of sleeping arrangements is 1 double or 2 singles. Well, guys, there are 3 people, Anna, Mike, and Lee, who want to visit Oxford, England, and they are looking for an Airbnb. Read about each person and then match them with the best property that will be shown later. Let's read. Anna is arriving by train and wants to stay in the city for a few days. She doesn't like cooking, but she'll be going to an important meeting in the city center during her visit and needs to look good. She'll also be working on her laptop in the evenings. The second guest is Mike. Mike is arriving by car with his dog and staying for 10 days. Mike plans to meet some old friends who live in Oxford, and they are going to get up early and go for long walks in the countryside together. He'd like to save some money by cooking his own meals. And the last one is Lee. He's planning a weekend visit to Oxford with 2 friends to celebrate a special birthday. They are arriving together on the coach from London. They want to go out to pubs and clubs on Saturday night. So they'll be coming home very late. On Sunday afternoon, they will be watching an important football match on TV. Well, guys, as you remember, we have to choose the best property for those people. Then we'll match our thoughts. As for me, Anna should choose property 3, as it offers Wi-Fi, an iron, and a hair dryer. The city center location will be convenient, as she is arriving by train. Mike should choose property 5, as it offers parking for his car, a full kitchen for cooking, a coffee maker when he gets up early, and a washing machine, which will be useful to him as he is away for 10 days and is likely to get dirty on his countryside walks. Lee should choose property 1, as it has the right number of beds and a large screen TV. The private entrance could also be useful if he and his friends come back late at night, so they don't disturb the neighbors. And now we are going to talk about checking in. Mike has arrived at the property with his dog. Complete the dialogue with the words below. Well, guys, let's move on if you have completed this dialogue. Keep using the words above the dialogue. Watch the animated video to check your answers.
Hello, you must be Mike.
That's right. I'm Mike, and this is Charlie.
Huh. Come in, I'm Phil. I'm not actually the host, but I live next door. David's away at the moment. Did you find the property easily?
Yes, no problem. Is it okay to leave my car in the street?
Yes, that's fine. Now, let me show you around. This is the kitchen, obviously.
Could I just ask if we could get some extra chairs in here?
Of course. There are some in the other room. Were you planning on having a party?
Not really. I'm meeting a couple of friends who live in Oxford, and I wanted to cook them dinner here one night. Is that all right?
I can't see any problem with that, as long as you clean up afterwards. Actually, David's left you a bottle of wine in the fridge. Is white okay?
Perfect, thank you. I see there is one of those new coffee machines. Is it easy to use?
Very easy. David's left the instructions here for you. Now, one bedroom is through here, and the other one is upstairs. The bath is here.
Great. Where's the washing machine?
It's in this cupboard. Again, the instructions are here, but it's very easy to use. Would you like me to show you how it works?
No thanks, I'll be fine. Now, about the dog. Could he sleep in the bedroom upstairs?
I'm afraid dogs aren't allowed in the bedrooms. There's a blanket he can sleep on in the living room. Or I can get a dog bed for you. I have an extra one at home.
That would be perfect. Let's see, what else did I want to ask? Is the local pub any good?
Well, guys, Now we are going to learn to distinguish permission, requests, and offers. We have to complete these statements with expressions in the dialogue. But let me explain you first the difference between a request and an offer. A request means, "Can you help me?" While an offer means, "Can I help you?" Accept means broadly yes, and decline means broadly no. So here we have to match the expressions in bold with the functions. These expressions are taken from the dialogue about Mike. Times 2 means there are 2 examples in the text. Times 3 means 3 examples. But there is no example of refusing a request. However, this is similar to refusing permission. For example, "I'm sorry but," or "I'm afraid that." Well, I'm giving you some time to complete it on your own, then we'll check together. Well guys, let's start checking. The expressions, would you like me to show you how it works? And get a dog bed for you are the expressions of the function making an offer. Accepting an offer. The example is, "That would be perfect." Declining an offer. "No thanks, I'll be fine." The examples of asking permission will be, "Is it okay to leave my car in the street? Is that all right? Could he sleep in the bedroom upstairs?" The examples of giving permission are, "Yeah, that's fine. I can't see any problem with that as long as you clean up afterwards." Refusing permission. "I'm afraid dogs aren't allowed in the bedrooms." Making a request. "Could I just ask if we could get some extra chairs in here?" And the last is accepting a request. And the example will be, "Of course." You made a great job, guys. So now, learn to travel, then travel to learn. See you next class.